Alright. Time to play. It's welcome to the game. Welcome to the Gaming Pirates channel. I am your host, Captain Ryanide. Welcome to the NES Godzilla games. I'm gonna play a little bit of these. The first game and the second game. And we're gonna have a great time with it. And yeah. So I've heard that the NES games were quote unquote bad, but I've actually given some of them a shot. Monster of Monsters actually isn't actually bad. I think it's pretty good actually. Well, by pretty good I mean like it's okay. It's an okay game. It's a fine game. Like 6 out of 10 or something like that. It's fine, all right? And we're going to be playing its sequel, War of the Monsters, which is not that great. With the whole upcoming release of Godzilla Minus Zero and Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, I wanted to play a whole bunch of Godzilla games in celebration for it. I played the Game Gear Godzilla game, which I had a blast with. It's kind of like a hybrid of both of these NES games. You'll see what I mean when I actually play them, but the first game is Monster of Monsters. It's a side-scroller, and the second one is a strategy game. So anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Godzilla Monster of Monsters. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust everything. Alright, let's do this. So I have 2 save files right here. We're gonna be playing it fresh, and then we're gonna be playing the last level. Let me see if I can change the Sorry. No. There you go. Alright. In 2000 XD, in the year 2XXX, the Earth receives a declaration of war. Anyway. So basically the whole idea is that you play this chessboard game, and each board game is sort of like different planets. So this is Earth, and then you make your way to Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Planet X. Which is weird because Planet X is on the planet Jupiter. Very weird, I know. What is up with my audio? There you go. So I'm off to a rough start, but yeah, each level is a big old chessboard representing different planets, and so you basically make your way through the chessboard to progress to each planet. So you can play as Godzilla and you can play as Mothra, obviously. There was gonna be Rodan in this, but he got cut, so they didn't do that. This is obviously Mosu Goji as well. I mean, look at the face. I've actually played this and beaten this many different times, and I think it's alright. It's an alright game. Not the worst, but definitely not the best either. I think the best level of the entire game is hands down the final level. That's hands down the final level because every monster is there. And it basically is like, it shows you every level you've been through. So as you can see, Godzilla can only move two spots. It's better, the best strategy I've learned is that you've got to use Godzilla to go through the levels. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will you fight Ghidorah? Yes. So it starts off with Ghidorah and Mogira, who weren't even from a Godzilla movie, and then it starts adding more obscure monsters, and then the iconic three, Mechagodzilla, Gigan, and Ghidorah. This was made during the Showa era, so no Biollante or Space Godzilla or Destroya. This is probably if you want a Godzilla game that's based primarily on the Showa era, this is it. There are 5 eras right now. There's the Showa era from 1954 to 1975, which started off as dark and serious, and then got goofy as time went on. There's the Heisei series from 1984 to 1994, or 1995, I should say. It kept to a more dark and serious tone, and the continuity was a lot more tighter. Then there was the Millennium series, which didn't do like the dark reboot thing or anything like that. Instead, it was more like a bunch of experimental what-if movies. Same with the Reiwa era. They were all a bunch of what-if ideas. And then there was the Monsterverse, which was basically like America's take on a Godzilla cinematic universe. Because technically Showa was the one that did it first. And then they did it, and then they kept repeating the idea many times over. Yep, Godzilla did the whole MCU thing before Marvel did it. Marvel popularized it, but Godzilla did it first. I don't even know what the health bars are supposed to be. Turrets? Spiders? Something like that? Flying spiders? I think we're still on Earth, yes. There's a cool glitch you can do with Mogira with Godzilla. I would say Godzilla is your best option when it comes to fighting the monsters, and then you use Mothra to sneak around. That's the best strategy that I've learned when playing this. And look at that, I'm already at level 3. These levels are great when you want to grind extra bars on your health bar. It's very weird how the Earth level doesn't have any buildings for you to break or anything like that, but this is more like good guy Godzilla than bad guy Godzilla, like the Heisei series. And I think the only time Godzilla's ever went into space was Invasion of the Astro Monster. Though it looks like the new Godzilla X Kong Supernova might have them go to space. Maybe. Or maybe Space Godzilla will come to Earth, just like Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Alright, let's show off Mothra. Mothra is not that great. Godzilla is probably the best way to play the game, but you gotta use Mothra as well. I'd say Mothra is a good choice if you're playing this with a friend. If you're playing this in a 2-player mode, I'd say Mothra is the character that you should use. Mothra should be player 2, but you have to control both of them in single-player mode. But like I said, Mothra is not very powerful. the best option that you should do with Mothra is just sneak around other monsters rather than actually attacking them head on. This isn't like a fighting game where Mothra is on equal par with the other characters. Godzilla's clearly the character you use brute force for, and Mothra is the character you have to use stealth with. She's got this one power where you just shoot these weird things coming out of her eyes, and then she can drop her wings. I just assume that it's like dust, you know? Because Mothra has that power where she can drop dust. But this was way before Tokyo SOS. So I don't know. Those are straight up the UFOs from Invasion of the Astro Monster, the 6th Godzilla movie. I'll be talking more about Godzilla stuff as we progress through each one of these. I actually got my girlfriend to watch some of the Godzilla movies with me. We watched the first movie, we've seen -1, we've seen King of the Monsters, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. We watched the entirety of the Heisei era, from Godzilla Returns all the way up to Godzilla vs. Destroyer. We've yet to watch all the movies, but hey, we'll get around to it at some point, hopefully. See what I mean when I say Mothra's not that great? I don't want to say Mothra sucks, I'm just saying that Mothra's very mediocre. I like how there's a bunch of tiny Super X's. This did come out in 1984 after all. Alright, second level, Mars. So like I said, it's the same thing. Chest-based levels like this, and you sort of rinse and repeat in these side-scrollers all the way up until you reach Planet X. which is very ironic because in the movie, Planet X is behind Jupiter, but in this game, it's all the way past Pluto. So basically, every time you beat a level, you start off with Mugira and Gizora, and they're in every level, alright? But then you get introduced to newer ones later down the road, like Baron, Smog Monster, Baragon, Mechagodzilla, Gigan, and King Ghidorah. But I'm not going to go through all that, so instead, I'm going to use a save state. That brings me all the way to the final level, so we get to show off all this game has. That's pretty much all this game has to offer. You go through the chessboards, beat up monsters, lather, rinse, repeat until you finally face King Ghidorah. So let's skip all the way to Planet X. You have to do a lot of grinding as well. All right. So you notice how when we were grinding for certain power-ups, Godzilla's bar went up? Yeah, you gotta do that for Godzilla and Mothra, but most preferably just Godzilla. Mothra is best for just sneaking around. Like I said, Godzilla's best for just attacking head-on. Mothra's best for sneaking around. So here's all the characters. You have Gizora, you have Mugira, you have Baron, you have Ghidorah, Smog Monster, Baragon, Gigan, Mechagodzilla, and King Ghidorah. So let's go ahead. Go right ahead, Godzilla. Go get their asses. See, this save state has me grinded up to level 14. So you need to do a lot of leveling up for this. I'd say the worst level of the game is hands down level 2. It does get a little bit better around like Jupiter and Neptune. I'd say Neptune is one of the better levels. Boom! You have to pause with select, and start is how you use the atomic breath. It's not fire, it's atomic breath. Common misconception, but it's actually atomic breath. A laser beam made out of pure atomic radiation. It's very obvious that I'm a huge Godzilla nerd. I was so big of a nerd that I actually wore a Godzilla costume back at G-Fest. Many, many years ago. I was a different person back then. I've changed a lot as time went on. But at the same time, I've sort of stayed the same. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah, that one projectile that basically follows you, that's the worst part about the Mars level, hands down. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Gizora? Yes. Gizora is not even in a Godzilla movie. He's in a lesser-known Toho movie called Space Amoebas, I believe. I haven't watched all the Toho movies, but I can tell you this, that if there were any Toho movies outside of the Godzilla series that you pretty much have to watch for the Godzilla series, I would recommend Rodan and Mugira, or Rodan and Mothra. They started off having their own solo movies first. But War of the Gargantuans, I heard, is pretty good, along with Frankenstein Conquers the World. And King Kong Escapes, that's pretty good, I've heard. Manda's from Atragon, which got referenced in Final Wars. Alright, watch me smoke Gazora now. When you have it upgraded all the way, let's just say these guys become a joke. Mogira and Gazora are complete jokes. But he does have a habit with pinning me in the corner. I've seen enough. And if you know Japan plus giant squid equals sus disaster. If you know, you know. Yes, I just made a very distasteful joke. But if you know, you know. This level you see a lot when you're on Saturn. I'll tell you that. Maybe for Godzilla Kaiju Daikessen, I should play the game in single player mode first, and then in multiplayer. But then again, I played it just so that way I would unlock Super Mega Godzilla. When I get to that level, when I get to that game. I know for sure with the Game Boy Godzilla game, I should compare and contrast the American version versus the Japanese version. The American version is basically just a remake of a MSX game called Gojira-kun, K-U-N, which is actually based on a line called Godzilla, which is basically the Hello Kitty of Godzilla. Whee! Sliding on the tail. You know, there's a funny moment in one of the Godzilla movies where Godzilla talks, and it's just so weird because there's like this radio filter over it, so you have no idea what the actor's even saying. Hey, and it's just got the record player sound. It's so awkward, but it's hilarious. I love it. Mogira is based on a movie called The Mysterians. Well, it's from a movie called Mysterians, and then he showed up later. This came out before that movie, but he showed up in a movie later, many years later, from this game, called Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Will I fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Hedorah? Let's fight Varen first. Varen is from his own solo movie called Varen the Unbelievable, and he's only made one cameo in the Godzilla franchise in Destroy All Monsters, which was advertised as the Avengers Endgame of Godzilla movies. It was supposed to be the big finale ending, and have all these monsters teaming up to fight King Ghidorah. It's such a great premise, and it has an amazing premise, but to me, it's one of those movies that I find very underwhelming because the monsters don't get a lot of screen time. Now that's very common for a lot of Godzilla movies, especially with a lot of Showa Godzilla movies. It's mostly just 1 hour of human story and then 20 minutes of giant monster fight. But I think it's really bad in Destroy All Monsters because there's 11 monsters in that one. I can at least excuse Godzilla's lack of screen time in 2014 because at least there were 3 monsters, and at the time, the Mutos were brand new. I was willing to focus more on the Mutos because they were new at the time. Heck, with Godzilla 2000, which was my first Godzilla movie, I was mostly invested on what Orca was. That's how I am with whenever there's a Godzilla movie. When Godzilla doesn't get a lot of screen time, I'm mostly invested in the monster that he's fighting. If it's a solo Godzilla movie, then I will be invested in Godzilla and humanity. But if it's a movie where he's fighting another monster, I'm mostly invested on the monster that he's fighting, seeing what their shtick is all about. Because I spent a lot of time watching these Godzilla movies when I was younger, so I had a lot of time to study Godzilla as a character. The Heisei era is probably my favorite era of Godzilla movies, because that version of Godzilla was kind of sad and tragic, but he was also very human, you know? And I don't mean like human in an anthropomorphic way, I mean like human like on an emotional level. Well, just killed Baron. Oh, looks like I'm killing Baragon now. Best strategy I know with Baragon is just kick him in the face. And this feels wrong because Baragon looks like a puppy. He looks like a puppy if it was a kaiju. I don't want to fight Smog Monster yet. I'm gonna fight Baragon. Very ironic how we got to fight Baragon next. There was actually, you know, one of my favorite Godzilla movies is Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Attack, or GMK for short. But the original concept art sounded so much better than the final product. The final product is still a masterpiece, but the original concept sounded even better. Basically, the original concept was that Godzilla was going to be fighting Varan, Baragon, and Anguirus. Like, there were 3 watchdogs of Japan. So, like, a ghost of the soldiers killed in World War II versus the 3 guardian watchdogs of Japan. That does sound really cool. Will I fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Hedorah? Yes. I'm going to be fighting the Smog Monster, yeah, next. Smog Monster is one of the weirdest Godzilla villains, but also one of the coolest at the same time. Because his movie, the Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, is basically an acid trip of a Godzilla movie. Like, the movie's made to be like a pollution message, an environmental pollution, anti-pollution message, but the way the movie's written and recorded, it kind of gets the idea that it's more of an anti-drug movie instead. And the Smog Monster, yes, I will point this out, but the Smog Monster is made out of poop and pollution. So yeah, so basically Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster is basically a movie where Godzilla is fighting a giant poo monster. A monster made entirely out of poop and pollution. He's made out of trash and shit. Boom! Oh, you want some more, huh? There's a bit of a time limit when it comes to these fights, which is very awkward. I complained about this when playing the Game Gear Godzilla game, but time limits when it comes to fighting segments, I don't think it should be a thing. Not going to move? Yes. Will I fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Gigan? Absolutely. Gigan's a classic. He's got a big ol' hook hands and a buzzsaw on his chest. I will say that I actually like his 2004 design even more. He looks like he belongs in something like Linkin Park, and I love it. Linkin Park makes great music. What I've done. Oh, he's buzzsawing me. You don't want to hug Gigan, because he'll just buzzsaw you. Like, give me a hug. Hey, give me a hug, you guys. If you get that reference, props to you. You guys. Alright, come here, Mecha Godzilla. Boom! Oh, I was so close. Hopefully I can get it this time. Probably just one-shot him. Yep, one-shot him. And there's King Ghidorah. Alright, let's do this. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Ghidorah? Yes. Hey, look, it's the Gotengo. Alright, let's do this, Ghidorah. Classic fight. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. His arch nemesis, his Joker. Boom. Boom. Okay, we're done. We're not done yet. This really isn't as bad as the angry video game nerd makes it out to be. I'd say this game is fine, but it's just got a few. It's a fine game, but it's just got a few things about it that's not that great. It's just a okay game. That's it. Just okay. You just have to have a lot of patience, and you need to be very smart. Alright, now that we got through all that, let's just, let's bring Mothra through all this. You can see why I didn't, with Mothra, you can kind of see why I didn't want to go through the entire game like so. unless I had Brock streaming this game with me, then maybe I would have done it fair and square. But I didn't feel like doing that. Taste wing, bitch. I hope you like moth wings. Haha, juke it. I mean, pretty much when you go through this level, you pretty much see all the levels that the game has to offer. Just this one level alone showcases everything. This is a game that requires a lot of patience. Yeah, Mothra is very, very tedious. See, we're almost done with Mothra. This level's actually genuinely pretty good when you have Mothra. Godzilla, on the other hand, you kind of have to wait until you charge up your atomic breath. So, does anyone watching this have a favorite Godzilla movie? I mean, if I were to make a top 10 for my favorite Godzilla movies, it would mostly consist, or at least a list, maybe even like top 15 Godzilla movies or top 20. I would say that my favorites would mostly consist of the original black and white first movie, the entire Heisei series, with some of those just being like okay overall. The Kiryu Saga, GMK, Final Wars, and if I had to pick a favorite MonsterVerse Godzilla movie, My favorite would probably be King of the Monsters. Just for the mocap of King Ghidorah alone. Just that mocap alone makes it my favorite of the MonsterVerse movies. If I have a favorite movie from the 60s era, I would probably have to say Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And if I had to pick a favorite 70s movie, probably between Godzilla vs. Gigan and Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. Though Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla is also a good one too. I'd say it's a tie between those three. But yeah, the Heisei series for me, as a whole, is pretty much an S tier series. I love Godzilla Returns. I love Godzilla vs. Biollante. I love Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Godzilla vs. Mothra is pretty good. That one's like 8 out of 10 compared to the other ones, which are like 9s and 10s. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, awesome. I don't think there's ever been a bad Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla movie, really. They're all great, equally in different ways. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, many people say they don't like it, but I actually kind of do. I definitely don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it either. It's not perfect, I'll admit that. But I like it, And Godzilla vs. Destroya, just a perfect ending to the Heisei Godzilla series. Imagine if MonsterVerse Godzilla actually dies. I think Legendary needs to earn that death if they want it so badly. The MonsterVerse mostly just feels like hey, let's do the Showa series, but let's improve upon stuff that was kind of iffy in the original Showa series. Whereas the Heisei series was like, let's take what worked from the Showa era, but also add new stuff, and let's make it darker too. Boop, boop. Okay. There you go, destroyed the Gotengo. I made an entire TikTok based on Godzilla movies on what I think is gas and what I think is trash. At least from everything up until Godzilla X Kong the New Empire. Really looking forward to Minus Zero and Supernova for different reasons. We get our horror movie Godzilla and we get our action movie Godzilla. Because that's pretty much what Godzilla is. He can either be an action movie or he can be a horror movie. Where the scariness about him comes from the political drama. If there are any Godzilla movies that I would personally recommend to newcomers, I would recommend either starting with the black and white movie or -1 as a starting point. And then if you like those, then try a more action-packed Godzilla movie like Final Wars or something like that. Alright, move to the headquarters. Godzilla, you're next. We pretty much ended this really quickly. But that's mainly because of the fact that I know that this game is very repetitive and requires a lot of patience. And when I said that I planned to stream both NES Godzilla games tonight, then that means less time on each one. I just wanted to speed this up. I don't want to be meticulous with every game I play. Oh, here's something that's very interesting. In Japan, oh wait, I already talked about the Godzilla Land stuff. That'll be something when we talk. That'll be something worth more talking about when we get to the Game Boy game. I'll play both the American version and the Japanese version, just so that way we can compare and contrast. There you go, Godzilla and Mothra are on Planet X. They defeated all the bad guys, and now they're just gonna sit there and wait. I'm gonna wait until it reaches the top, so that way I have time to read all of this. I can read all of it at once. War is over. Godzilla crushed the invaders from Planet X. Pieces return to the Earth. After the fierce battle, the wounded monsters Godzilla and Mothra are resting until the day they rise again for the sake of mankind, which is very ironic because Godzilla is the reason for why is like a representation of mankind fucking up. And on devastated Planet X, a message is left for Earthlings. To our deepest regrets, we must admit defeat this time. We almost won, but we did not know Godzilla was such a powerful foe. Gone is our legion of monsters, the strongest force in the universe. Never again shall we see Ghidorah or Gigan, having lost our base. We now embark on a journey to nowhere in the universe, but Earthlings, save your rejoicing over the victory which Godzilla brought to you. So yeah, Godzilla is a representation of nuclear devastation. Especially, that's what Godzilla sort of represents. That's why he has all the characteristics of an atomic bomb. Our journey will not last forever. We, the people of Planet X, will never give up our plan to invade the Earth. We promise that we will organize a second or even a third legion of space monsters and destroy you in future. We shall not fail. This is our challenge to you. The last days of the Earth are coming soon. Earthlings, prepare to die. Originally, Godzilla was going to be a giant jellyfish, but they decided, let's give him more of a dinosaurian type of look to him. They were inspired by the beast from 20,000 Fathoms, which is another movie that has the whole nuclear devastation creating a dinosaur-like monster. And here's all the casting. Here we have Ghidorah, Mogira, which those two you fight a lot in each level. Baragon, Varan, Ghidorah, Smog Monster, big ol' poo monster, Gigan, love the hook hands, Mechagodzilla. I'm pretty sure Mechagodzilla is not spelled with a hyphen. Ghidorah. Mothra, Musura, and of course, Gojira. And that's the Monster of Monsters game. There is also a creepypasta about the game, but I have not read it, and I've heard it kind of sucks, so I'm not interested in playing it. So next game, let's open up the second NES game, the sequel. We're not going to play much of this either, but this is more of a strategy game. Godzilla has appeared. Man your stations. Attack force scramble. Missiles deployed. Stand by for attack. Man your engines. Defend the city. Godzilla 2, War of the Monsters. So the interesting thing is that this one is a strategy game, and this was before the Game Gear game, which I played. The difference is that the Game Gear game took what worked with this and polished it up, and sort of combined the mechanics from Monster of Monsters to make that game. And the Sega Game Gear strategy game is amazing. This one, not so much. This one's not so much. This one's very sloppy. Most of the levels are based on scenarios, but I'm mainly just gonna focus on the resurrection of Godzilla. Godzilla and Baragon appear. Defend the nuclear power plant. Once you played the first scenario, you pretty much played the entire game. This game is just bad, mainly because the NES game the Monster of Monsters was fine. War of the Monsters is just boring. That's all that I can say about it. That music's not very good either. Very goofy music for a Godzilla game. I think the idea of a strategy game for Godzilla sounds awesome on paper, but it depends on how you do it. And this is not the way to do it. The Sega Game Gear game, on the other hand, that's how you do it. I really hope at some point the Game Gear game gets some sort of remaster, much like the Pipework trilogy is getting one. Or at least take from it and create a new Godzilla strategy game out of it. So let's focus first on Godzilla first. I'm gonna focus on Godzilla first, and then work my way to fighting Baragon, who's also here somewhere. The controls are very sloppy on this one. It's like boom, 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 boom. That building's destroyed. Let's see if we can beat Godzilla. Now this is kind of why I said it's a hybrid of both, because this has more of a slot machine mechanic. So you basically have to literally gamble in order to defeat Godzilla. Beating Godzilla here is a gamble, literally. This feels like it belongs on an MSX-DOS game, but this was made in 1992. Which is the same year Godzilla vs. Mothra, The Battle for Earth came out. Bomb. Ah, missed. Baragon's supposed to show up somewhere around here. I have to pretty much defend this, which is the nuclear power plant. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, hit him, hit him, hit him. There he is, there's Baragon. Move all these guys slowly down here. Let's get the radar car out, because that's how you defeat Baragon in this scenario. Baragon likes to dig underground, and you gotta use the radar car to dig him out. You can only attack Godzilla from 4 directions. Come on, come on, come on. He regenerates his health really quickly too, so I need to make sure that I have to basically rely on luck. Blind, stupid, doodah, clueless, luck. Missile. There we go. The strongest attack misses so often, but the weakest attack hits a lot. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, shit. There goes one of my fighters. All right, cannon. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Missed. Oh, that's bullshit. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Got him. Okay. Gotta make sure we defeat him. Alright, just gotta wait for my next turn. Alright, Godzilla, what are you gonna do? Come on, come on, come on. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Okay, good, good. Boom. Where is he? Nowhere to be found. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Come on, Godzilla. Please die. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. I hope that's good. Got him. I do not have the instruction manual, so I don't know what is good and what is not. Aw, come on, miss, really? I was feeling a little cocky and thought I could do this with my eyes closed. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Got him. Alright, cannon. Boop, boop, boop. Come on, come on, come on. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're gonna beat Godzilla. This is the main guy I want to beat. Maybe I need to talk to Dr. Dickens again in order to activate the radar car thing. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, scientist, Dr. Dickens. Baragon can move underground. Yep, I know this. I played a little bit of this before, so I know how the first scenario works. And then you kind of lather, rinse, and repeat for all the other levels. Alright. Godzilla's almost dead. Boom, boom, boom. Missed. Of course I missed. I didn't match them all up perfectly. Controls are really sloppy, like I said. You have to move on the slower side. They're all the same color, so I hope it works. Yeah! I did it! I killed Godzilla. There's Baragon. Let's bring these troops to Baragon now. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, okay, that's good. Bomb him. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna miss, but okay, I guess not. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, come on. Better give me someone good. Missed. Okay. Baragon looks a little weird in this. He's supposed to be like a brownish color, but here he looks a little green. He looks a little green. I'm gonna save this guy for last, just so that way I will always keep track of Baragon. If he tries to dig underground and escape. Yeah, like now. There he is. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Please get something. Please get something. Woo! That's a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Hi, Billy Mays here. Call me Flex Seal because that's a lot of damage. Ah, dang it. How do you miss a giant 300-foot tall monster? That's what I want to know. Okay, now we're down to 2. Okay, almost done. We're about to finish this. Baragon will no longer terrorize Japan. And neither will Godzilla, but if you know Godzilla's logic with his whole Wolverine regeneration powers, he'll be back eventually. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I can't see him. Maybe. Controls are very sloppy. Like, down, down. See? Brings me all the way back to move, which is weird. In case these guys fail, I'll bring in some extra troops. All right, where are you, Baragon? In the Game Gear version, you have only a certain amount of time before you before the game ends. This one, it seems like you have a lot of time, as long as you got troops. Please tell me that's good. Please tell me that's good. Alright, bomb him. Boop, boop, boop. Boom, okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. That should do it, right? Nope. Okay, I guess not. Ooh, I'm getting tired. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, only one hit left. One hit left. One hit left. Alright, make it count. Make it count. And... yeah! Did it! Killed Baragon. We've done it! We've wiped out all the monsters! Very Japanese people here. Amazing ending. Godzilla with a French surrender flag. Amazing. So, that is all for the NES games. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel, and most importantly, become part of the Pirate Crew. And I'll see you lads for the next one. Yarr! I mean,